Just a quick intro. This video is representing the voices of so many people who work in the bike industry. I regularly am in contact with people who work at Specialized, Trek, Cannondale, etc., or ex-staff members. They say, hey, Harley, Durianrider, love your shit. You're speaking truth. I don't agree with everything you say, but what you say about the industry is bang on point. These new bikes are just fucking bullshit. We hate working on them. They have no soul, etc. We agree with you, all right? That is the common conclusion I get from some of the big dogs or some of the crew who work in these big dog companies, okay? So just let you know, this is not just me thinking it. I'm representing the voice of many, many people who work in pro cycling, road cycling, etc. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'm not going to waste your time telling you what you want to hear. You're going to hear what you need to hear. There's going to be some truth bombs in this video, in this podcast. Because the bike industry, is cycling dying? Is cycling dying? A bit about my background. I'm 46 years of age. I've never had a driver's license. I did my first crit in 1997. Did a little stint as a pro wannabe racing in Belgium and France and England, etc. And I live and breathe cycling. It's my favourite sport. It's not a sport for me. It's a lifestyle. It's something I have to do every single day. I like cycling so much, I've chosen never to have a driver's license. I prefer to ride than drive. I've ridden across Australia. I've ridden many countries around the world. I love cycling, and I love getting people into cycling. And I am devastated, as a first world problem, devastated at what I see today in cycling. When I walk into a bike shop, what represents, the current industry standards, etc. And it's not the bike shop's fault, because bike shops are basically told what to sell and how to sell, etc. It comes from up top corporate, and the bikes you get today are absolute fucking garbage. They have zero soul. The only thing good about it, some of them, is a really nice paint job. The colours are fantastic, and then you look at what's involved with the maintenance and how heavy and non-aero they are. Today I was riding one of the most expensive bikes out there that money can buy. I won't mention what brand it is, I won't mention the model, but I was riding today, and it was a crosswind, and I was looking down at the front wheel, and I was just thinking, this bike's touted as fucking aero. I can literally feel the resistance, the front wheel, alright, that disc thing down the pizza cutter on my road bike that's meant to be aero. I could feel it affecting the handling. I could feel the extra drag on a road I've ridden thousands of times. Thousands of times I've ridden this road. Alright? You could probably blindfold me and I would tell you what road I'm riding. Okay? And so I'm riding this bike on like my test track. And I'm just thinking, fuck this. Alright? Now I'm grateful to be able to ride. I'm grateful to be able to have the most expensive bike retail out there, one of. And people listen to my opinion. I'm very grateful for that. And I was just like, I got to speak up, man. All the brands are like this. It's not just, it's not just in no particular order. Cannondale, Pinarello, Trek, Cervelo, Specialized, blah blah blah. It's the way it's headed. It's headed in these bikes that are absolutely soulless. They're heavy. They're not aero. Go ride them in windy conditions. They are not aero. They are fucking parachutes on wheels. And, and then let's talk about the S-Works SLA. I remember having one of those. One of the only people in Australia to have one, one of the first people in the world to have one. And I was riding it, and it's knocking, all right? It's a knocking when I got out the saddle, knock, knock, knock on the front end. And I was that. So I put a different wheel in there, still knocking. And I was like, oh. And I'm a bike mechanic, all right? I'm not the world's best bike mechanic, but I could definitely work in a shop. And I'm just thinking, I cannot be fucked pulling this thing apart to find out what's knocking. I'm going to have to buy, order in some new hydro cable lines. I'm going to have to trim it and cut it and fucking feed it through the steerer and make sure the angles aren't too bent, and make sure, I've got to do a fucking front and rear rebleed to find out where this knocking's coming from by pulling the fork out and checking all the bearings and stuff. Front and rear rebleed and buy and cut and refit new housing, and hopefully I get it fucking right. Just to check where the fuck is the knocking coming from. Now on my other S-Works tarmac, my SL1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, I can just put my fucking bike in a tree at the park, pull out a multi-tool, pull that out and have a suss. at the fucking park waiting for a mate. Cops could pull up, mate. What are you doing? Just waiting for a mate. If you know, you know. So it's crazy, man. And the price. What the fuck, man? How much are they? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on? Now, I'm all for making cycling, you know, getting the hobnobs in here. Great. But what about the entry-level noob, right? The dentists, the barristers, we've got those covered for, right? But the noobs, man. Like, when I worked in a bike shop over 20 years ago, amazing, had an amazing job, loved my job, had a great boss. You know, I worked in basically a superstore of Australian cycling. The amount of stock we had, top level, top shelf, but we also had entry level stuff. Someone could come in, I want my first road bike. I could sell them, you know, a $1,500 Australian bike, or even $2,000 with Durace 10-speed 7800, right? The Azuri brand or Lear Sport back in the day, if you know, you know, or even $3,000, full carbon frame, full Durace, some Ritchie WCS, a nice fucking bike, man. You know, 2013. You get Shram Red, an Azuri, amazing frame, better than the SLA SWX Tarmac. And I've owned both. And I'm not a Specialized hater. I wear a Specialized hat in all my videos. Sponsored by Specialized, have been. You know, big fan and dismayed at the same time. And this Azuri bike, $2,100, full Shram Red, brand new 10-speed, shipped to your door. Full carbon frame. Top tier carbon frame. Not super duper light, but fucking legendary frame and fork. A mate got one the other day. I was thinking, do I need bike number 62? Do I have room for bike 62? You know what I mean? And I rode it around the park, and I was like, damn, I rode it in the street. This is a fucking good bike. Better than the latest shit. You know, so I'm just thinking, like, what about the noobs out there, man? Someone said the other day, oh, but you know, like, no one's forcing people to buy a $10,000 or $20,000 bike, Harley. Yeah, no one ever has. No one is forcing the kids to go do crack cocaine. People choose to do it, and they get involved with whatever. But the noob out there, what's the noob getting? The noob's getting a fucking Merida or a Specialized Allay disc brake with these heavy as fuck alloy wheels, shitty hubs, crappy tires, and they go right out for the first time, and you don't pitch a tent. Right, you don't start dripping if you're a chick. You're just like, oh yeah, this is cycling, yeah. I guess it feels better than the Huffy I rode when I was 8 years old. Right? Those bikes back in the day, the $1,500 Trek with 9-speed 105, they fucking rode good, and they still ride good today. Right? And you bung a set of serums on there, and they're fucking legendary bikes. Right? You race A-graded, you ride Cat 1. Alright? The bikes today, the entry-level bike 105, 9-10 kilos, it's a fucking gravel bike with road tyres. Alright? And, you know, it's crazy. So, I see, personally, I'm going to call it, I see cycling dying off. At the Tour Down Under here recently, amazing event. An event I've been watching and promoting for over 25 years now, since 1999. And I'm just seeing the numbers dropping, man. Alright, up Wollonga, up Mount Lofty, it's just, around the village, it doesn't have the same pop. Alright. And it's, you know, like, I remember Specialized would do like a demo day there in the village, and then eventually the costs were too much, so they went outside the village, and, you know, and they'd have like the SL3s for demo and SL4s for demo. And I remember riding these bikes thinking, man, this is a fucking sick bike, right? And the SL6 demo that, like, sick bike. Making videos about it. And then, now they've got these fucking 15 kilo Roubaix, or these fucking $10,000 SRAM rival tarmac SL8s demo days, and you got to pay $20 to do it. I guess, yeah, he just filters out the tire kickers and the dentists. I get it, but you know, fuck, man. So it's just, and if you jump on a tarmac SL4 with like just some like some decent wheels on it, man, windbreak. You ride that thing, man. You're gonna be chasing buses down Anzac Highway, just like I was back in 2012 or 2013, or whatever it was. You know, the bikes back then are fucking incredible, and you can still get them today for peanut prices, second hand, if you know, you know, near new, mint condition. Okay, because all the dentists and barristers who get in the keto diet, they quit cycling, they sell their bike, or they're gonna upgrade to aero disc fucking faff machines. And so the bikes these days, the good bikes sell for peanuts, and the crappy bikes with no soul and don't ride that good, they sell for a lot. All right. So yeah, so I was riding the super bike today, the super bike of 2024, and I'm like, I just, I can't do a video about this bike, because it just represents all the fucking bikes out there right now. Okay, it represents all the bikes out there right now, and yeah. Anyway, that's the deal. It is a travesty what's going on in cycling. I just had an event there. Noobs will be like, "Your Durianrider's crazy. He's having a middle-aged crisis." It's like, dude, I had that fucking 10 years ago. Okay, but it's crazy, man, crazy. And the speeds of people going up Norton Summit is getting slower on average, except for Chris Harper, who ripped up a new comp. Good on to Chris, champion effort there. But imagine how much faster Chris Harper would have gone up Norton Summit. He did it solo around 10:30 a.m. during a 100k ride or so, and he ripped up 11 minutes flat up Norton Summit on a road disc brake bike. Okay, now imagine if he was on, a proper giant, like a proper TCR or something like that, or even a Propel rim brake. He would have gone up there in probably like 10:40. Okay, literally. But at that speed, every second, every gram, every drag, that really, really matters. But the average speeds of people going up Norton Summit is getting slower. Now, yes, sugar phobia is the cause of that. But what about the young kids out there who are watching my content? They're not going faster on these new bikes. They're going slower, okay? The World Tour riders are going faster because they're like really cranking on the sugars even extra. But I'm talking about the average racer out there. They ain't going faster, on these new bikes. They get an old bike, they'll go even faster. Rim brake for the win. Anyway, that's just the deal there. It's crazy. So that's why cycling dying in the Western world? Yes, it is, because the bikes don't have the same fucking vibration, man. You don't get the same fucking pop when you ride these new bikes compared to the bikes they were meant to replace. The old Amondas, Tarmacs, Synapse, Defies, TCRs, Super 6, the Bianchi, the Pinarellos, the rim brake models, the super bikes of 10 years ago, of 20 years ago, are fucking way better than the latest junk out there. The only advantage the new bikes have is raking in extra revenue in these hard times for bike shops. And I think times are about to get a lot harder because your noobs ain't walking through the door. Or if they're walking through the door, they're walking back out with no purchase because they're like, fuck, this is expensive. $4,000. What, 4,000? I can't do that. You know what I mean? You could, back in the day, you could get a 105 bike for $1,000, man, in Australia. 1,000 Aussie dollar. Full 105 9-speed for $1,000. Alright? With a Columbus tubing. What the fuck do you get for $1,000 now? You get the fuck out the store, you broke cunt, That's what you get. It's crazy, man. So yeah, I couldn't work in a bike shop now because of that. Because I know what's going on, and I know what the options are out there, and I just couldn't do it. So man, I ain't out. I'm not out here to rag on anyone who works in bike shops. I've got so many crew, that I talk to regularly who work in bike shops or own bike shops or et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not here to rag on anyone like that. I'm here more to rag on corporate for up top. People who your local bike shop doesn't dictate the industry, right? They just represent what's going on, whether they like it or not, okay? What dictates industry is corporate up top, and those people don't fucking ride bikes. Whoever designed the SL8 tarmac doesn't ride a fucking bike, man. Whoever signed off on, let's kill the rim brake tarmac and let's just push disc brake out there, they don't ride a fucking bike, and if they fucking do, they don't have a fucking soul, and they don't give a fuck about cycling, alright? They don't give a fuck about the future of cycling. All they care about is profits, bottom line. And yeah, big business is about profits, I get it, but you're just killing your own industry by putting out this shitty product that's fucking heavier, it's a nightmare to work on, it has no soul, nobody likes working on it. Nobody likes fucking swapping the bars out on an SL8 tarmac. No fucking body likes that job. Alright? No one likes that job. Okay? And by definition of that, take away the payment, Hey, dude, could you swap my bars on my SL8 tarmac? No one's saying, yeah, I'll do that for you. All right. If you've got an SL4 tarmac, right, and I'm riding down the street, you're like, hey, Durianrider. I'm like, hey, mate. Can you help me for a second? Oh, yeah, cool. What's going on? Oh, I've just bought some new bars, and I don't know how to put them on my bike. If you've got 10 minutes, can you put them on for me? I don't have any money, though. I said, dude, I don't know. It's okay. I'll show you how to do it. Pull out your camera, let's film a video. All right? I'll do that. I'll swap your bars out for you in the park with a fucking multi-tool. Now, if you've got an SLA, and hey, during I've spent $800 on some bars, and I'm dead broke, can you install them for me? I'm like, bro, you fucking got fucking suckered, bro. I ain't pulling shit out other than my phone to film this shit. You know, good luck. In a nice way. You know what I mean? Like, no one likes working on these new superbikes unless they're getting paid handsomely for it. And even the people that are getting paid for it, it's just not fun to pull hydro cables through these fucking dentist bars that feel like shit to ride. And if you have a crash, you got to chuck them in the bin, alright? And it's just a waste of shit, man. It's just unnecessary wank, alright? The ergonomics is shit, alright? If you want to give yourself an injury, then ride those one-piece bar stem combos. Yeah, maybe if you're 20 years of age and you're like, you got insane flexibility and all that, and you can pull it off. But even then, you'll still have better performance on a traditional stem and a traditional row bar. You'll be able to absolutely fine-tune and detail that fit just for you and have it custom every time you ride. The one-piece bar stuff, you can't do that. Anyway, we're rambling on here. This is the deal. Thanks for tuning in. I'd vent that. A lot of people in the industry feel exactly the same. You wouldn't believe how many ex or current employers I get from the big brands, Specialized, Trek, Cannondale, etc., you know, Jamis, Fell, even the people who just tune in, they send me a DM or they see me at an expo or whatever, like, hey, Durianrider, I love your shit. What you speak is truth. I wish I could say it, but I lose my job, blah, blah, blah. Keep it up. All right, so I represent so many people in the bike industry, man. All right, they don't have a choice. If they speak up, they lose their job or they get ostracized or bullied or whatever. Okay. So anyway, that's the deal. Thanks for listening.